The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
Welcome back to the Eagles Sports Network. I'm Jay West, joined with the head Eagles swimming coach, Ben Young. Ben, we're excited for this new season coming up for the swim team. A lot of great meets to look forward to. We're here to break down the schedule. Let's start off with the blue versus orange coming up here in September. What are you most excited to see from the team?
Yeah, again, it's great to be back. Great to be talking to you. Excited for another season coming up, and excited to see what this group has in the tank. So it's a big group, which I'm sure we'll get into. But as far as blue versus orange, again, it always gets chippy. It always gets exciting. It gets a little too exciting sometimes. But at the end of the day, it's our first opportunity to get up and race and be in that meet environment. And again, the group does a really good job, or has done a really good job in years past, of making it a very competitive environment, which we are going to see time and time and time again throughout the season this year. So. Again, excited to see people get up and race for the first time for Carson-Newman, whether it be on the blue side or the orange side. But orange reigning champions, we'll see what happens this year. Again, we'll go through the draft. We'll go through all of the normal stuff that we typically do. We've got a little surprise for them this year, like we do every year. But keeping the open water on the Friday night, which will be fun, and then coming back Saturday morning for the main portion of the pool aspect of things. So again, it's always a really, really fun meet to be a part of.
Later on, going towards the end of September, of course, y'all go to Milligan, a very familiar opponent. We usually see them here at our home pool, but we're going there this year. What do you see from their team, and how can we compete and be prepared for that meet?
Yeah, Spence always puts together a great squad. Again, every single year they've gotten bigger and better and faster and stronger. And so for us, it's an opportunity to go up there to their home pool. It's short course meters. We're typically used to starting out our season up at Emory and Henry, and so that is a short course meters pool as well. So. Again, for us, we're just kind of replacing one atmosphere with another while staying short course meters for our first meet. But again, for us, that one is a great opportunity to go on the road and get a little bit of a dress rehearsal for what's to come, because really once we get going, we don't stop.
Looking at October 4th, it's a big meet coming up for the Eagles. They go to U-Indy, going to take on Kenyon and Nova Southeastern as well at that meet. A lot of high-level competition the team is going to see there. Be great for experience. Be great to see some of the swimmers do really well in that meet. What are you most looking forward to some of your most experienced swimmers doing at that meet?
Yeah, so the U-Indy coach and I, we spoke at nationals, and we're discussing how we got on each other's schedule again after not being on each other's schedule this past year. So we obviously went up there a couple years ago. It was a great atmosphere, great pool, great environment to be a part of, and then. At the very beginning of the summer, I get this email from him saying, "Hey, how do you feel about a quad meet up here?" And so when he said it was Nova and when it was Kenyon, it was like, man, that sounds incredible. So again, U-Indy national powerhouse at the Division II level, Nova Southeastern obviously a national powerhouse as well at the Division II level with their women, being national champions last year, and then Kenyon is a national powerhouse at the Division III level, and they. Again, have a very, very rich history of incredible swimming. So to have a meet like that early on in the season, it's going to be fun. It's going to be challenging. Again, the message to everyone when it came out at the beginning of July was like, hey, we got work to do. For all of you that might have been slacking off, again, it's an opportunity to be back in the pool and be ready to go when the time comes. And so, again, we'll see how many of them accept that challenge and how many of them come in ready to go, because we start out quick.
Looking at October 10th, so not too long after that meet, we kick off conference play. We go to Mars Hill, a team that hasn't given us much trouble in the past. How does the team stay focused, be ready for that meet coming up?
Yeah, so one of the big things that we're doing this year, again, just with squad size and everything, is we'll be taking travel teams to a lot of these meets, and so UIndy is one of those that will take a travel team to. Mars Hill is another one that we'll take a travel team to, and so for us, it's giving more people an opportunity to see full schedules while they race instead of taking the full team to every single meet and everyone getting to swim, a couple of events here and there. So it spreads it out a little bit. It allows us to also see people actually get up and race multiple times throughout the session, which ultimately for us is something vital to see once we get later on in competition and later on in the season once we get into conference and such. So. Again, for us, a meet like that with Mars Hill, we'll take a travel team there. It's always for us, no matter the level of competition that we're seeing, it's always important for us to stay focused on what are we working on at that time in that part of the season, and that's bigger than anything for us. Is hey, what's the challenge been? What have we been working on? Is there an aspect of our race that we focused on over the last however many weeks? Is it something that we're continuing to try to work on even when we're broken down? Again, that's more of what those meets are about for us.
Looking ahead into the month of November, a lot of big invitational meets. You got the Emory Invitational early November. Later on, the Gamecock Invitational. A lot of Division I teams going to be there. A lot of high-level competition that y'all are used to seeing, but some of the new swimmers might not be used to that level. Talk about how y'all prepare for those.
Yeah, get ready. It is a big wake-up call, right? It is every year, and because of the size of our incoming class, we've done a really good job of spreading what our incoming class looks like. So it's not all freshmen. We have some JUCO transfers that are going to provide a lot of leadership and a lot of wisdom that have been at those higher level meets. Again, coming from Indian River. You're on a national level. Cody Hart coming from Bakersfield, again on a national level. They've seen those types of meets before, and so. Again, the biggest thing for the people coming in is realizing, hey, it's dress rehearsal after dress rehearsal after dress rehearsal all the way through. Emory is an incredible program as well. Again, it's always an insanely fast meet for them, for us, and for Wingate. So again, it just continues to show that level of competition continues to show throughout the season. So hopefully by the time we get to the Gamecock Invite, once we get to travel to South Carolina, they'll be somewhat used to it. It's still going to be a little bit of a wake-up call as far as what it then takes to make it back to finals each night. So Emory, Wingate, those two, it's not a new meet for us. That's very much so. Hey, let's get down, let's race, let's have fun, and let's get through this. But then obviously that midseason meet really shows us where we are. It's another opportunity to see what the work has done. For our bodies and for our races. So again, for us, it's just making sure that each time we get up to race, especially in this first semester as we travel a lot, that we focus on being able to hone in on all of the details and work on the things that we've actually done over and over and over. Again, I'd say it to the team all the time. Execution is more important than repetition, right? And so, again, that came from another coach, Bobby Gunterow over at UNCW, who is, again, one of those that was at that Gamecock Invite last year. So, again, for us, it really is making sure that we are learning to execute all of the things that we do over the first semester. So, we tend to only look at midseason because that's where we suit up and we get ready, and again, we're all excited for, but each meet all the way leading up to that is just as important as an opportunity for us to see races at race speed in a race environment.
I would have to imagine that December 13th is a meet that y'all have got to have pinpointed. It's at Wingate, a team that we welcomed here last year, pulled the upset on the women's side, but just came up short overall. I'm sure it'd be really great to get the victory over them this year in their home pool. Talk a little bit about how you prepare for a high-level team like Wingate in conference.
Yeah, that's again. I'm really excited that meet has again stayed on the schedule, and it'll be back and forth, every other year for us. So it's a good way to end finals. It's a good way to essentially end the first semester. I love Kevin. I love Ben over there at Wingate. They always bring a high level of competition. They always bring a high level of energy as well to the pool deck. Again, it's Carson-Newman, it's Wingate. That there's always something there a little bit deeper. And so again, you're swimming for the logo a little bit more so during that meet than you are so much for yourself. And so. Again, excited for that one. That one's always one that, as we get closer and closer, we talk more and more about. And again, our goal is to always go in there with our best foot, forward, and to make sure that we are ready for them because they have the ability and the depth to really embarrass any team that they swim. So, again, for us, it's always being ready for them and always making sure that we put some sort of focus on that meet.
Coming back after a little bit of a break, you go on the road again for the final time during the regular season to Catawba, another conference meet. Talk about a team that has done a lot in the conference this past season and past seasons before that. Talk a little about how y'all are getting ready for that one.
Yeah, so honestly, Catawba, man, they again another incredible program. Excited to see what Matt is doing over there with that program, and excited that again it's ongoing competition, and so I think that we heighten that a little bit by going there this year. Again, it's the first time we've been there ever or in a very, very, very long time. So again, I know they've been here way back at the beginning of the program, but as far as us going to them, I don't remember going to Catawba. So it'll be fun. It'll be interesting to head there. It'll be exciting. Again, there's always that fight for first, second, and third. Obviously, Wingate continues to get first. So again, for us, it's reclaiming second, and then again closing that gap on Wingate to first. So excited for that one. That'll be a new one. They'll come to us the following year in January. So. Again, it's exciting to find these new meets and have these new experiences with teams that we have a lot of history with. So again, that should be exciting.
Finally, y'all are able to come back home. You welcome a few conference teams here. January 10th, you welcome Mars Hill for the second time this season, and then January 17th, you have Lenore-Ryan for senior night. Talk a little bit about those two meets, and then specifically the Lenore-Ryan meet. With that being senior night, that's a bittersweet moment for you and a lot of the coaches and the swimmers. Just talk about that moment.
Yeah, so again, senior night for us is always fun. It's kind of a recap on what should be an incredible journey throughout your 4 years here at Carson-Newman. So senior night is going to be tough. It'll be my fourth season as the head coach. So this will be the crew that essentially started it all. It's a small class. It stayed a small class for the 4 years, and so. Again, it is absolutely, you said that correctly, and that it is a bittersweet moment. And so, for us, rewinding a week from that, it's more so looking at, hey, what's it look like to go back-to-back days of racing, again, getting into that mentality that should set us up ultimately for conference really well. And so excited to have, obviously we're not traveling that far in between prelims and finals, but for conference. But at the end of the day, it is the opportunity to, hey, how do we recover in between 2 days? How do we go back-to-back days? We're used to it. We've done it several years prior with Georgia Tech and Barry. Again, it's something that we are accustomed to doing in order to really focus in on how do we squeeze as much potential out of each of them for that season. So again, and then fast forward back to senior night or senior day. Again, this crew is fantastic. This crew has given me way more than I could have ever asked for, and so when we get to that point, it's going to be rough. but it is with every class. So I continue to say that, and I continue to find myself saying, it won't be too bad the following year. And then again, those memories are made, that journey is had with all of those athletes, and it's a lot to share over the course of 4 or 5 years.
Of course, y'all close out the season at the South Atlantic Conference Swimming Championships. That'll be beginning on February 4th in Kingsport, Tennessee. Talk a little bit about how the team did last year, a couple of the standouts that we saw, and then who do you expect to be there this year?
Yeah, so obviously massive venue change, right? Going from, I'm pretty sure that all of our conference meets have always been in North Carolina. So the fact that they're coming over to Kingsport, it's fantastic. It's going to be a short drive. It's almost like it's in our home field advantage with just knowing the area that well. So excited to be up there, excited to be swimming at Kingsport, excited to be so close to the area to where hopefully that draws in more support for some of the nights. So again, once it's a long season leading up to conference, and so we've got to do a lot of things correctly between now and February in order to make sure that we're there, we're ready, and we're ready to swim fast. And so again, it's going to be a very similar atmosphere. It's going to be an opportunity for everybody to see again in a different venue what the South Atlantic Conference actually is, how loud we get, how much energy we have as a group. So again, excited to see the venue change, excited to accept the challenge of figuring out a new pool, a new area, and hopefully some new opportunities.
Of course, y'all will close out with the NCAA Division II Championships. That'll be in Evansville, Indiana. But looking back to this time right now, coming out of the off season, how do you feel like you and your staff have prepared in terms of recruiting, in terms of practice, just in terms of getting physically ready for this season for your athletes?
I'll tell you what, again, Aaron, our assistant coach and recruiting coordinator, has done just an outstanding job over the last 12 months of just making sure that he is continuing to find more and more people that believe in our program and believe in what we're building and how we're building it. And ultimately, it's about them wanting to be here. And so, again, we have a class of 23 coming in. It's a massive class, and it's going to be a ton of energy on that pool deck on a regular basis. And so again, for us, I think as a coaching staff, full coaching staff, we really start preparing and meeting towards the end of this week, next week. And then obviously the following week we are hitting the ground running with practices and whatnot. So it's here. But as far as the recruiting class coming in, just excited again to get to build those relationships, get them to understand the Carson-Newman way and how we do things, what the standard is, what those expectations are for the program, and how to be a leader within the team. So again, it's here, but it's the calm before the storm, right? I feel as if every year we continue to get stronger and stronger and stronger, and more buy-in to what what we're doing here. Again, every coach says it, but at the end of the day, I think this should be our most exciting season yet, and it's only going to continue to grow from here. So we're always going to be looking to move that target and looking for ways to attack weaknesses. So that's what we do here, and it's understanding that in the end, it's ultimately for what comes after all of this. So how do we prepare them for life after as well? So yeah, that's it can be done through sport, and so I feel like we do an incredible job within our coaching staff and within our team of doing that.
One final question. As you mentioned, this is going into your 4th year being the head coach here. Looking back at your first year and those first few years of building this program has to feel more like it's yours, and you've really built it to what you were wanting it to be. What has been the aspect of your coaching that you've seen change and develop over time?
Well, that's a good one. Putting me on the spot, man. That wasn't part of the script. No, I'm kidding. No, I think again for for any head coach or for any coach that has some sort of vision, and it's their vision, and it might not necessarily share the same aspects with another coach. I think that's always ultimately a challenge, right? You're coming into something that wasn't yours and is now yours, and you basically have a blank slate. But with every single time that happens, again, I tell our athletes all the time, think about when you first started swimming. Probably weren't that good. Right? When you first start, when you've got your first job, probably not that good, right? Again, it's very similar when they leave here. Hey, you've been a student for however many years. You've been a student athlete for however many years, right? So when you go out into that real world and you're no longer a student athlete and you're an adult and you have a job and all of the other things that life comes with, again, you might suck at it at first, right? You might not be that good at it, and so. Again, for me, that's essentially how I felt year one, right? Is that, again, it was always playing catch up. It was always finding out new things that I didn't necessarily know to do or not to do or things of that nature. And so, as far as year one, in comparison to year four, the amount of preparation that is done is still the same. It's just in what direction is it being done in, right? So and where is that emphasis being put on? And so I feel like we've been able to have a lot of time in these last several months, or really the last year or so, where we've been able to focus on other things because we've spent so much time on other aspects of the team within the first few years. And so at that point, again, it really is the team that ultimately does that, and the team. It's a lot of team-led leadership, right? And it's a lot of growth from within the team and allowing us to be coaches and them to be swimmers. Let them be kids, right? But at the same time, it's getting them to buy into that and understand what it looks like to be a team. So again, as far as that goes, I think that's been the biggest change, is seeing that come to fruition and realizing the amount of effort that these swimmers and these coaches throughout all of these years have put in to making this happen.
Well, Ben, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you sitting down, previewing the schedule this year. We look forward to seeing what the team does. That's Eagles head coach Ben Young. The Eagles get started on September 19th at the Blue versus Orange World Championships right here in Jefferson City. I'm Jay West with the Eagle Sports Network.